I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated by the amount of EV misinformation that is all over the internet. And as a Tesla owner, as a Tesla enthusiast, as an EV enthusiast, seeing posts on Facebook about EVs being bad just gets me triggered. And there was one particular post on Facebook that my wife found and showed it to me that was unbelievable. And it had so much misinformation in it. I felt compelled to share this with you and hopefully get out some actual information that debunks that misinformation and at least provides some means of truth to the world, to the internet, that all of these things that they're saying are absolutely false or flawed or twisted. Now, let me show you the actual post from Facebook, and I'm not going to show it for very long, so you can pause it if you want to read it. Now, let me break down what I think are the key topics in this post, and there are actually a lot of them. First, they claim that Teslas require a 75 amp service for every home, and as a result, residential houses can't handle it because most houses only have 100 amp service. They say you're going on trips, it takes you 10 hours to charge for road trips to go 25 miles. Yeah, 25 miles. They say the cost to charge an EV is massive and huge and so much more than a gas car. And finally, they say, wake up, America. EVs are bad. They're terrible. I don't even know where to start here, but I guess we start at the beginning and march our way through. I'm Jim, the Iowa Tesla Guy. Welcome back to the channel. All right, let me start this video by saying I'm going to be giving you information that is very Tesla focused, not necessarily for general EVs, but in general, most AVs on the market right now follow a lot of these types of principles. So let me address the very first thing on that list, which is Teslas require a 75 amp service. That's very misleading information. Teslas only draw a maximum of 48 amps in your house, and that's if you have their supplied wall connector. In fact, you can plug your Tesla into a 110 volt outlet. In fact, that's the only plug that the Tesla actually comes with out of the box. And if your daily needs for driving are less than 40 miles per day, you can totally get by with a 110 volt outlet. And a 110 volt outlet draws 15 amps. It's no different than plugging anything else into an outlet that uses that kind of energy. Now, if you use the mobile connector into a, let's say, a 1450 outlet or a dryer outlet, the maximum amount of juice that it's going to pull is 32 amps. That's the maximum it can actually pull. So, do you need a 75 amp service? No. So, misinformation number one, debunked. All right, the next thing that I want to talk about is another claim that's in this post that says residential houses can't handle the load of electric cars. But let's compare these to some other household things that pretty much everybody has. A typical clothes dryer can draw about 25 amps. Remember, the Tesla with the mobile connector draws a maximum of 32 amps. Your home air conditioner pulls about 20 amps. Your oven pulls 10 amps. Your EV, your Tesla, when you're charging at home, will not pull much more than a couple major appliances. period. And also, you can set up a Tesla and most other EVs to charge at night when you're not using your dryer, you're not using your oven. So the load can be easily distributed throughout the house. And if you're concerned about the power draw during the day and other things that you have going on, set it up to charge at night. Okay, this next one really, really gets me. It says EVs take 10 hours to charge and only go 25 miles. What? Well, this post references the Chevy Volt, not the Bolt, the Chevy Volt, the all-electric hybrid vehicle produced by GM and stopped being produced by GM in 2019. It had a 16 kilowatt hour battery, and it took 10 hours to charge that 16 kilowatt battery, and that car could only travel 25 miles. And it didn't have a supercharger network. It didn't have DC fast charging. And yes, if you wanted to only run 25 miles at a time, you would plug that in and you would take 10 hours to charge. Teslas can go 300 miles on a charge. And if you're using the fast supercharger network, you can get from charger to charger and only charge about 15 minutes per stop. So these claims that you're going to go for a 2-hour drive and you're going to have to charge for 10 hours, it's complete nonsense. So this post to use the Chevy Volt as a comparison is like talking about gas cars and saying the best car on the market is the Edsel or the Corvair. All right, then the post actually gets into talking about numbers and costs. So I want to break this down a little bit. Their claim that cost to charge an EV is huge compared to a gas car. Now, their numbers are really weird. They say that the cost per kilowatt hour is $1.16. Who pays that? In the United States, the answer is nobody pays that. The national average for cost of electricity per kilowatt hour is 10 cents. This post is inflating that number by more than 10 times. So they're saying that at $1.16 per kilowatt hour, charging that Chevy Volt battery of 16 kilowatt hours will cost you $18.56 to go 25 miles. $18 to go 25 miles. And then they compare that to a gas car, saying that that's absolutely horrible and the costs don't add up. Well, you're right. The costs don't add up because the costs are wrong. Let's look at a Tesla. In my case, a Tesla Model Y. At 10 cents per kilowatt hour to go from 0 to 100% on a 75 kilowatt battery that can go about 300 miles, the cost to charge is $7.50. That's about the cost of 2.5 gallons of gas in the United States to go 300 miles. And if you work out the math, that works out to be about 120 miles per gallon equivalent to operate a Tesla. It's night and day difference compared to a gas car. Everything about this section of the post is absolutely flawed and wrong and twisted. The post now flows into the cost to purchase an EV and says, oh my gosh, EVs are so expensive. Well, they can be expensive, but some of them are very much attainable. They claim that an average brand new gas car costs $25,000. That's a false claim. The average used car in America costs $25,000. But the average new cost, according to Kelley Blue Book, for 2021 for a new gas car is $42,000. And you can buy a Tesla Standard Range Plus Model 3 for about that same amount of money. So the claim that EVs cost so much more than a gas car just isn't entirely true. And in fact, if you buy other EVs like a Chevy Bolt, in many cases those cars cost less or about the same as their equivalent. And the very last statement of this post says, "Wake up, America, EVs are bad." I agree with the first part of that statement, wake up, America, but EVs are not bad. EVs are the future. The amount of misinformation that's out there is just massive. If you see the misinformation out there, call them on it. And feel free to paste in a link to this particular video to help you out. Well, that's the end of my rant, but misinformation is real. We have to fight it. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button. Even better, hit that subscribe button. Subscriptions really help drive the channel. So until the next video, until the next drive, until the next tip, until the next accessory, until the next rant, safe driving.